Hello and welcome to this sort of weird episode of Canary Islands and Lanzarote gameplay on Football Manager. And the reason it's a bit weird is that today FM24 has released, which means we are transitioning the save from FM23 to FM24 moving forwards. So for some people, this episode will be a little bit of a review about the 4.5 years that we've played so far in the game. For some people, this will be like a starting point and a bit of backstory, and then moving forward. So hopefully, some people can stick around and watch for what happens. If I swap over onto the game itself, so we are managing UD Lanzarote. In their history, so at the very start of FM23, which will have been this season, so prior to the start of FM23, they finished 11th in the third Group 12, or Spanish third division, Group 12. The Spanish third division has an awful lot of groups that I don't think I can see on this at the minute. I can see the second group, and that has 10, I think, and then the third tier has somewhere around the 14, 15 sort of mark. So we finished 11th there. The first season that I took them over, they finished second and gained promotion. In the fourth tier of Spanish football, which is 2RF here, we went up straight away as winners in the second season. In the third season, we finished 5th, and I think went up via the playoffs I think we beat Barcelona B in the final of those playoffs to go up to the Spanish second division, where we finished 16th, avoiding relegation, and then 6th and got promoted through the playoffs again. So we are now a top division team in Spain. Obviously, please bear in mind that I haven't got any of the logo packs or this flag up here. At the minute is Gibraltar. That will go to be Canary Islands soon. The way that this has been edited is to make every Gibraltar player English, and then any player who was born in the Canary Islands Canarian. And the clubs such as Lanzarote, Tenerife, Las Palmas, a few others are based in the Canary Islands now. And the Canary Islands actually has a league called the Canarian Premier League, which has these teams in it, which I believe are all defunct former Spanish league teams, or at the very least very, very lower league Spanish. So we are here now in La Liga, and we are performing really, really well. We are 8th in La Liga halfway through the season. Just under halfway through the season. We played 18 games. We are in January 26th, so it's sort of mid-season break. I think after the next game, we play Levante, and then a cup game. Maybe we've just passed the mid-season break. Either way, we're around that sort of time. Our squad looks something like this. So we have Jose Javier in goal. We actually had him in a lower division. We had him in the third division of Spanish football. We got him on a free from this team who released him, and sold him to Burnley. I believe the board sold him to Burnley from sort of over our heads. I didn't really want him to go, which is why we've loaned him back now that we're in the top division. We have a buyout clause on his contract of 9.25 million. He's a very good player. He's really, really been worth it this year. At right back, we have Luis Ndai, who's been with us for Joined us in the second division for 300 grand, which I think was a payment because he was under 18 at the time of signing. And he's been very good for us. I know Southampton wanted him in the off season and a few others. At centre back we have Lewis Borg, who is Canarian, has played some games for the Canary Islands national team. He was He was purchased from this team for 205,000. Again, I think that was a payment due to his age. Usually we have Brandon Cooper in the middle here. Brandon Cooper's a 27-year-old Welshman. Got released by Swansea. We picked him up while we were in the second division. And he played every game for us for a year. And was a very, very, very good player for us. On the left back we have Jose David. He came through at Guadalajara. We picked him up in the 4th division, and he's still playing for us now in the top division. He's good. I like that he can play centre back and left back. He's the sort of player that I would really like to keep around as a sort of third choice centre back. Eventually third or fourth probably choice centre back. Borg is, I really hope, here for the long term. We have Stefan Basic, who I believe starts the game at Liverpool. Yes. He eventually got released by Liverpool. We picked him up in the second division. He played pretty much every game that year and was really good in this defensive midfield role. He can also play at centre back and right back. I'll skip Santa Maria for now. We have Xavi Moreno at left. Let's fix this. We usually have Xavi Moreno on the right wing and Nico Pats on the left. Xavi Moreno. We bought him from, I believe, Barcelona B. He came from. And we managed to pick him up last year in the second division from Brest. I think he went there at the very beginning of the season and got released at the very end without playing. So we picked him up, and he was really fantastic for us. 17 goals, 11 assists, and 6 player of the matches. I think he was our top scorer last year, really drove us up the division. Nico Pats came in about the same time from Real Madrid. Played 33 games last year. Again, very, very good player. I believe he's Canarian too. Yes, he is. We have Thelo Asgard, who is at Wigan in real life, actually. We signed him for 80 grand from Cambridge last year in the second division. He scored 13 goals and 9 assists in 36 games. Really good return for a player of what is, to be honest, sort of very acceptable quality for a mid to lower league La Liga team. Up front, we haven't really settled on anyone this year. Miguel Valerino has played. He scored 9 goals in 16 games. A few of those from the bench. We have João Fidalgo. He's played 2 games and scored 1. Akapo has scored 4 in 15. It's a lot of players that aren't. I can't really settle on one up front. I think Villarino is the one who's probably going to play out the rest of the season generally up front. We also have Norman Bassett, who's not really been that good for us when he started. He hasn't scored in 7 games. On the bench, just to pick out a couple of big names, Mario De Luis was our goalkeeper last year and is our backup goalkeeper this year. Francisco Anton, we are loaning in from Elche. We're paying like £1 million for his loan. However, we have the option to sign him at the end of the loan for $5 million, I believe. And he looked really good. When he plays, he's very, very good. His technicals could do with a boost. But I think I'm probably going to trigger it given that he's 20 and his sort of physicals and mentals are this good. Who else worth mentioning? Abdurrahman Ahmed is a Swedish guy who plays left wing occasionally. He's pretty good for what he does. Michael Madhu was a really good defensive midfielder during the lower leagues. Now he's absolutely a backup, but I thought he was worth mentioning. Jimmy Toronen is a Finnish guy. I think we picked him up in the first season or maybe the second season. Yes, second season, so Division 4 of Spanish football, on a free after getting released from Chelsea. He's nothing spectacular, but he can play a lot of different positions. When he plays shadow striker, he's quite good. Even in La Liga this year, he scored 2 goals in... just in La Liga, he scored 2 goals from 2 starts and 5 sub appearances. He's just he seems to fit the system whenever he plays. And then the 2 players that I haven't mentioned yet are 2 really fantastic centre midfielders. We have Manuel Santamaria. His attributes are really good. He plays, the way he plays looks fantastic in the game engine. He scored 4 in 16 with 2 sub appearances. And his average rating over the last 2 years has been fantastic. We signed him for 78 grand from Aguias. He was 7.16 last year, and he's currently playing a 6.84 this year at 21 years old, switching between this sort of centre mid and left wing spot. So it'll normally line up with him on the left wing, and then Gavrolovic in the middle here. This guy is fantastic. We picked him up this year. He was just on a free. He's made 18 appearances so far this year with 2 goals and 7 assists for a 7.17 average rating. He was released by this Serbian Super League team. His attributes are amazing. He's worth a lot of money. Squad report's fantastic. I believe, I'm not sure where we can see it in this. I think it's under information. No, I'm not sure where, but wherever it is, here it is. Media description, Wonder Kid, which is amazing. I really hope that we can keep on to this guy for ages, because him and Santa Maria in the middle would be amazing if we ever switch to sort of 2 centre mids here. We have a really young squad for La Liga. If we look at the schedule, who we've played, we started off really well. Getafe, we were 1-0 up inside a minute, 3-0 up before half time. Valencia at home, a similar sort of game. We went 1-0 down, pulled it back to 2-2, and then Abdurrahman Ahmed scored in the last minute. We lost 2-1 away to Atletico Madrid. We beat Real Sociedad, I believe that is, 3-2. We conceded a lot quite early on. Beat Vallecano, drew with Espanyol. And then we had some difficult results, such as losing to Sporting Gijón, getting battered by Sevilla and Barcelona. But we also beat Villarreal in that time, beat Almeria, and drew with Elche and Malaga. Last month, so December so far. Oh no, actually, Real San Sebastian is... yeah, either way, whatever this team is. We had 3 absolutely horrible games back to back to back. We played Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Bilbao. Against Barcelona and Real Madrid, we did okay actually. Losing 4-1 away to Barcelona is not a terrible result for who we are. And then at home against Real Madrid, we actually managed to equalise going into half-time. We were 1-1 going into half-time before Eduardo Camavinga scored a very nice goal. And then, this month we've won 3, lost 2, which leaves us in 8th place in the league. We're also through to the second round of the Copa del Rey. beating Alaves in the first round. Our finances look really good going forward. We don't have an awful lot of transfer budget left for us to sign Jose Javier and Francisco Anton. I believe we need 14 million between the both of those. But a couple of these backup strikers, so maybe Norman Bassett, maybe Fidalgo. I think we could have 3 outs maybe in January. And we can hopefully put that money towards the players that we want moving forward. And now for in this universe Gibraltar, however, actually the Canary Islands. I will get that changed for the next episode. We have this as our squad. I won't take you through it too much, but you can see Pedri and Yeremy Pino are the 2 really big sort of names in the squad. I also Perez in there as well. We also have a couple of new gens. So Lewis Borg is usually in this squad. Adrian Parody, I believe, is at Norwich in this squad too. James Jones at fullback is at Southampton. There's also a centre mid. I think it's Joe Smith. Yeah, Joe Smith at Sheffield United. So we have a couple of, youth production isn't too bad. I think Gibraltar starts with a youth rating of 35 out of 200, I think. I boosted that for the Canary Islands because of the likes of Pedri and Yeremy Pino, and sort of Pedro was a Canarian too. I believe I boosted that to 60 or 65 maybe out of 200 when I initially set up the database. And that's it. Oh no, actually, the European Championship qualifiers. European Championship groups. European Championship qualifying. Here we go. We finished 4th actually, which I didn't realise, behind France, Switzerland, and Finland. I didn't realise Finland had overtaken us. I thought we finished 4th. And above Lithuania and San Marino. In that time, we won away at San Marino, home at against San Marino, away at Lithuania, and at home against Finland. We drew home against France and Lithuania and away against Finland, and lost away to Switzerland twice, which really cost us, and away against France. And what that has meant is that as one of the best runner-up teams that didn't make it, we now play Slovenia in a playoff with the potential of, I think we need to win 2 rounds to make it into the Euros in 2028, I believe, which would be a fantastic result for the Canary Islands. The only thing that I have left to talk about is our stadium, which is this. I believe is 6,900 capacity stadium, and was built a while ago. If I remember, I'll put a photo of it up on screen just so you can see what it actually looks like in real life. There's no way it's 6,900 seater. That could be an issue for us if we don't manage to get a new stadium soon. I'm hoping that our finances improve to the point where we can. We are still playing here, although there was definitely a notification at the start of the season that said we would have to ground share due to the size of our stadium not being good enough. Which I think must be in the rules here somewhere. So stadium rules. Yeah, minimum stadium seating capacity of 15,000. We don't have that. Clubs that do not meet requirements are allowed to use their stadiums for a period of 2 years. Okay. So at the end of 2 years, we will have to either, provided we stay up, which we should do this year, but provided we stay up next year, we should be able to either build a new stadium or ground share with probably Tenerife or Las Palmas. They would be the two closest stadiums, unless we look a bit further afield and end up playing in like Morocco maybe. The other thing that I have changed that I forgot to mention earlier about the Canary Islands is that the Canary Islands are now considered part of the EU, which means that under all of these transfer squad registration rules, as I think only three non-EU players can be in the squad. Obviously, every kid that we brought through into the first team would be classed as a non-EU player if we allow Canary Islands to be non-EU. And you can see here we've got Lewis Borg, Villarino, Fidalgo, Nico Pats, Adrian Tabar, Salas, Espinola, and Esteban. The last four there probably won't play for us, but we had to make that change in order to facilitate actually playing in the top division. And so that is that. I am hoping to get a more now that FM24 is out, I'm hoping to get a more stable schedule for releasing. My hope is to be able to do 2 episodes a week. Obviously only one this week with it being Thursday already, maybe one over the weekend. To get 2 episodes a week, and they should be sort of end of the season, January-ish time, and maybe 3 or 4 games into the start of the season. Sometime around then, there may end up being 4 episodes over that period, where we do, about now, maybe start of December-ish, end of January, end of season, and start of season. That sort of area, just to break it up. But I'm hoping to do 2 episodes a season. 2 episodes a week. So my guess is that we'll be able to make it through 2 seasons in around 3 weeks. So probably before the full game is out, we'll have 1 season complete between now. So we should be back to Christmas of next year. However, I am also getting married in like 10 days, so 9 days. So there will obviously be a break for the wedding and the honeymoon, but I will really try and get a pre-recorded episode up around that time if this sort of takes off and people are watching it for FM24's release and it becomes popular. That should sort of hopefully be the schedule, and hopefully by the next time I play we will have the crests, the Canary Island badge, and we can just have a little look at the kits and make sure that they're all working fine. So thank you for watching. I hope you follow along. I hope you don't mind jumping in mid-journey, but you are watching FM24's episode 1, sort of precursor to what is to come, with the Canary Islands fighting for qualification for the Euros, and Lanzarote attempting to push up to the Europa League or European Conference League, which would be absolutely insane given that they 5 years ago in this finished 11th in the 5th division of Spanish football. So thank you for watching this episode at the very least, and I will see you at some point in the future. Thank you.